Hello, you're watching Proactive Investors. I'm Karen Tan in the Sydney studio. And joining me now is Terry Fern. He's the Executive Chairman of PetSec Energy. Hello, Terry.
Hello, how are you? Thanks.
Welcome and thanks for joining us.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
Now, you've recently announced a restructuring of management. What specific changes are you making and why?
The most significant change is the appointment of a new managing director. Mr. Syed Bakari has been appointed and he joins us on the 1st of May. And he is an extremely experienced petroleum engineer with executive roles in the Middle Eastern area, particularly Yemen. He's had 8 years' experience there in operating fields.
What other oil and gas production and specific Yemen experience has he got that can bring to your company?
Well, I'll answer the other question of the reasons. And the reason for hiring Mr. Syed and finding someone of his experience, production experience and executive capacity is because we feel that we're getting close to receiving the consents that we require. And we anticipate within the next 6 months we'll receive those consents, and as a consequence we needed someone who had the operational capacity and the gravitas and relationships and expertise in that part of the world.
So big things expected from him to carry the company forward? Entirely.
I mean, the focus of the company now is to get Nagia in Yemen into production. And so we needed a very serious player to be able to do that.
What is his prime objective likely to be and how is he going to achieve it?
Well, his prime objective is to restart Nagia at the earliest possible opportunity. And he will do that because he's operated in Yemen before. He's had some 8 years' experience. The Block 4, which is the pipeline and facilities that we want to access, he brought it into production some 20 years ago. So he knows the area particularly well. He's operated blocks to the east and to the west of us, so he knows the lie of the land, he knows the people, and he knows the people in government. So I think those contacts, as well as understanding the operational challenges in Yemen, will be his major reasons why he's going to succeed.
It seems like, you know, that is prime, such a key area for exploration where you've tapped into. And as you said, there are those challenges that he can really bolster the company with that, as you say, the contacts and experience, isn't it?
It is. It's extremely important. In that part of the world, relationships count for everything. And it's really important that you've had experience in that part of the world. I mean, it's culturally different and he understands that culture.
And how have the Yemen assets, how do they have the ability to really transform your company and also benefit the local people to deliver both to the people and PetSec?
It's because we, Block S1, Damas Block S1, which we acquired from Occidental in 2016, has 5 fields in it, and it's about over 50 million barrels of oil and half a TCF of gas. But there's one developed field, the Nagia field, which was about 50 million barrels. There's 20 million barrels remaining. It was shut in 2014, so it can be easily restarted, and we expect it would take somewhere between 3 and 6 months to restart. And we are going to get it up to about 5,000 barrels of oil a day. And then within a year of that, our expectation is to bring it up to 10,000 barrels of oil a day. Just at 5,000 barrels of oil a day at the current Brent price of $70 a barrel, the net revenue for a full year's production, which is about 1.8 million barrels at 5,000 barrels a day, is 100 million. And the government share is 72.5%. So the government gets 72 million and we get the rest, which is 27 million. So, and the government shares their revenues with the local province, the Shabwa province. So the people, Yemen, particularly the people in Shabwa that are finding life very difficult at the moment, this is a real bounty, and we're keen to start the field again as quickly as we can. All we need is the consent of the minister, and that consent is really access to the Block 4 pipeline. Now, the Block 4 pipeline has been operating since April. OMV, which is the only foreign company to have started oil production and is the only production in the Shadwa area at the moment, they've rehabilitated this pipeline and they're producing about 14,000 barrels of oil a day and been doing so since April of last year. So the pipeline and the export facilities function, so that's where we want to put our oil. It's only 70 kilometres away, so we can truck it. At the moment, we are connected to a 350 kilometre pipeline to the Red Sea, but that's not operating because of the political issues in the country.
Well, it sounds like a bit of a win-win for your company as well as the people of Yemen, and a very significant appointment with Mr. Bokhari. Congratulations on that. Investors must be happy with the changes?
They're extremely happy, and there has been some movement amongst the major shareholders for this change to happen, and we've been looking for a person with this sort of quality for some little time now. And the man comes with experience both in the US and Canada and Australia as well as the Middle East. He's had about 33 years of experience in senior positions, and in the last 25 years has been in the Middle East, of which 8 years has been in Yemen. He's worked for, his last position was CEO of Pakistan Petroleum, which is the Pakistani national oil company. Prior to that, he had about 8 years with KUFPEC, which is the foreign subsidiary of the Kuwaiti national oil company.
Well, very well credentialed and a good get for PETSEC Energy. Terry Fern, thank you so much for your time.
My pleasure.
That's Terry Fern, the Executive Chairman of PETSEC Energy.